What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my predictions for game week 3 in the Premier League. So first up, Friday night we've got Chelsea Luton. I'm going 3-1 Chelsea. It should be a comprehensive win. If it's not, Chelsea should be very worried because this should be one of, if not the easiest game of the season for them. They have got both Chukwuemeka and Mudryk out injured, but the good thing is when you spend £1 billion, you should have another player on the bench who can come in and replace them. And they've got Madueke who could come in, they've got Maatsen, they've got options. And although Luton do have former Chelsea flop Ross Barkley in their team now, it shouldn't really make a difference. Luton will probably score a set piece or something, but it should be a really simple game for Chelsea. Bournemouth against Tottenham. I do think Tottenham will take it. I'm going 2-1. I think the way they played against Manchester United was really impressive, especially in that second half. But I also do think Bournemouth will give them a tough game because they've shown quality in their opening 2 games as well. And in the next month, points will definitely come for Bournemouth. However, I just think Tottenham is too strong a test for them. Again, they were very impressive against Manchester United. They've got the midfield ticking really well. They've got the defence sorted pretty much. I just think Tottenham is, and this could be a very controversial statement, but I think if Tottenham get a striker, they will be in contention for the title. Arsenal against Fulham. If Kai Havertz doesn't play, Arsenal win this 6-0. However, I think he probably will play, so I'm going to go 3-0. You know, Fulham have lost Mitrovic, Polinia isn't fully fit, but he might start, and Tim Ream's out with suspension. They've not shown too much quality, and I think Arsenal should be able to brush past them with ease. Like, even with Havertz playing, who will slow the game down, it should be a comprehensive victory. Brentford against Crystal Palace. Now, Brentford and Palace have drawn each of their last 4 games. They've only played each other 4 times in the Premier League, and I saw a stat earlier that said no team has ever drawn their first 5 games against each other in the Premier League. And I don't think it will happen here either. I think Brentford will take it. I'm going 2-1. There's a lot of speculation around Eberezi's future. Manchester City have been heavily linked with him, however, he's the second choice behind Mateus Nunes of Wolves. And I think Brentford just at home, they're very difficult to beat. I brought Mbemo into my FPL team, so hopefully he does well. But I just think Palace against Arsenal, even with the man advantage, just did not do anything. Just didn't really create any clear-cut chances. And we saw Brentford defend against Tottenham on the opening weekend. They will pack the box if they have to. So I just think they'll be able to take it, especially with how good they are on the counter-attacks. Everton Wolves, 20th against 19th. 2 really poor sides. 2 sides that can't score goals. So I'm only predicting 1 goal in this game. And I think Everton will get that goal. Again, at Goodison Park, I just think they'll be able to take it. Wolves have been able to create chances, but they just can't score them. Everton played really well in their first game of the season against Fulham, even though they lost. Wolves won't be able to get a goal. Everton will sneak a goal in somewhere, maybe a set piece, Michael Keane header. And again with Wolves, I alluded to him a bit earlier, Mateus Nunes could be going to Manchester City. He's been very good in the opening games. And if he goes, Wolves are in real trouble, man. Unless they can replace him adequately, which I don't think they will, because he was really bad last season. And the fact that he's coming good now, it probably means that someone who they could get to replace him might not even bang right now and would bang next year, but they could be in the Championship by then. I think both sides need a striker, especially Everton. You know, Calvert-Lewin injured again. Maupay is just awful. But I do think at home they should be able to edge it. Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. Now, Manchester United played a game against Burnley behind closed doors in a friendly, and although they rotated their team heavily, they got battered 3-0 and had like 30% possession or something. They did use a rotated side, but players like Martial, Pellistri, McTominay played. That is very worrying for Manchester United. They've not made a good start to the season in terms of performances. Yes, they beat Wolves, but they were definitely the second best side in that game. They were absolutely awful against Tottenham. But at Old Trafford, against a Forest side that haven't looked totally comfortable, I do think Manchester United edge it. I'm going 3-2. Again, defensively, they have been okay, but Lisandro Martinez has had a horrible start to the season, and I just think that will continue. Awoniyi has scored in 6 games in a row. He's got 8 goals in those 6. He's on fire. I do definitely think Jadon Sancho needs to start this game for Manchester United to have a chance of winning, because he has looked decent when he's come in, especially against Wolves. He, got a bit more of a foothold for Man United in that game. Rashford's been awful, Garnacho's been awful, and he's been awful. But Forest defence is not very good. And they signed another right back, even though they've already got Aurier and Williams. Even though I know Williams has been playing more left back, but I don't know why they just won't go and sign left back. I know Montiel is a World Cup winner, but they just didn't really need him. I think they should have either gone and got a left back or a centre back, because I don't really trust that back three that much. And they still haven't got Dean Henderson over the line. They might not even get it now. They might go with Turner as their first choice. I definitely think that there's a drop down in ability between them two, and they should try and get Dean Henderson in. And since Manchester have sorted out their backup goalkeeper, he's now available. So Palace have been linked, but they've already got Johnston. They don't even need him. Forest need to get it done, in my opinion. They still have some work to do on the squad, but their attack is very good. Although Brennan Johnson's been linked with moves to Chelsea and Tottenham, I'm surprised that Awoniyi hasn't been linked with Chelsea and Tottenham instead, because I feel like both clubs need him more than they need Johnson. Brighton and Hove Albion against West Ham. Both sides have made good starts this season. West Ham were drawn a win. Brighton 2 wins, 2 very easy wins as well. I think at the Amex it's going to be too much for West Ham. I'm going 3-1 to Brighton. However, I do expect West Ham to give a more of a challenge than both Wolves and Luton did. The West Ham have signed a few players. Ward-Prowse had a fantastic debut. Alvarez could start. Mavropanos is here. Kudus is very close. They are building a very good side now. Although I think on Kudus, I don't know where he's going to play. He might have to play on the left wing, which I don't know if is his preferred position, because I don't think Bowen should be displaced. I don't think Antonio Paquetá, who looks like he's staying, will be displaced either. But Brighton are just really strong. They've got so many good players. The way they play, Estepinian has been fantastic. March has been fantastic, and Cisa was great in the last game. And Mitoma scored arguably goal of the season already. Like, it was a really, really nice goal. He ran past about 4 or 5 players and just slotted it straight in the corner. Beautiful goal. Burnley against Aston Villa. Aston Villa just had a game in the UEFA Europa Conference League qualifiers. They won 5-0, but they used a lot of first team players. And I did allude to Burnley beat Manchester United behind closed doors. I don't know what squad Burnley used. I'm assuming it was most of the first teamers, because they didn't play on the weekend. But I do think Aston Villa will still have a bit too much for Burnley. I'm going 2-1 to Villa in a claret and blue derby, technically, because they both had the same kit. Diaby started like a house on fire. Watkins got a hat-trick in that game, got taken off quite early. He should be fresh. And Burnley, you know, there's a style they want to implement and play, but I think against a side as good as Villa, they will struggle. However, I do think it'll be close, especially with Villa potentially being fatigued. You know, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because this will be sort of a sign for Villa as to what's going to come over the season, because they'll be playing on Thursday nights a lot more regularly if they don't bottle the 5-0 lead, and I don't think they will. Definitely not an easy game, but I do think they should get through. Sheffield United against Manchester City. Sheffield United signed Cameron Archer. I think that's a really good signing, and I do believe Sheffield United could now stay up, but I don't think they're going to get anything out of this game. It's going to be 4-0 to Man City. It's the best team in the world against a team who will be towards the lower end of the table, if not in the bottom 3. And yeah, it's not really a shock, is it? And the final game, Newcastle United against Liverpool. I think it'll be a comprehensive win for Newcastle. I'm going 4-1 straight up. They had a poor game against Manchester City, but no team is going to go to the Etihad and have a good game. You know, they're going to beat everyone there. And Liverpool, yes, they played well against Bournemouth. I just don't think that they're going to be able to do the same to Newcastle. It's the Newcastle side that will be vengeful. Liverpool were the only team to do the double over Newcastle last season. Newcastle will also want to prove themselves. It's sort of like Villa, you know, they went to Newcastle, got battered, and then battered the team they played the next week. Although Newcastle didn't get battered at the Etihad, they still lost. They're going to be angry, and they're going to be playing a much weaker side now. And I think they'll be able to win easily. Apparently, Salah's seriously considering a move to Saudi now as well, despite the fact that his agent came out earlier in the window and said it's not happening. It looks like it could be on now. If he goes, Liverpool are in serious danger. Like, he's a really good player. He can do everything. But they would probably get big money for him, which means they could go and sign. But who's they going to even sign? There's no one that good that they can replace him with. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for another video.